Rocket here. Today I just want to talk a little bit about gaming and especially new people in gaming and girls in gaming. So the other day I was gaming with my girlfriend, right? And we were playing Resident Evil 6. Now, compared to me, she obviously isn't very good at the game. But when you take into account that she's never played anything like this before, a third-person over-the-shoulder shooter, or any kind of shooter really, actually she's doing really well. She's very good. She helps me get out of tight spots when we play together, and it's fun. It's fun. We have a good time playing together. She even said to me, I did it initially for you. I didn't expect to actually enjoy this, but now I've begun to actually like this. And this probably brings up an interesting point about new gamers, and especially girls in gaming, because new gamers and girls in gaming on some level are areas or groups of people that have a heavy overlap, because you know, gaming is right now still dominated by guys mostly. Now, yes, girls are beginning to switch to being much more a diverse group of people, but right now it is still pretty much dominated by guys. And the reason for that is because back in the 80s and 90s, the games are mostly marketed to and made for guys. So we have this weird thing where, like, I have like 20 years of experience playing games on her, and that makes it so that entry to gaming is super intimidating unless, say, your boyfriend tells you, hey, I want to play video games today, and you're like, oh, alright, let's do it. Other than that, you wouldn't really think to do it, let alone by yourself invest $500 in a system and all the peripherals you need in order to play in a room alone for tens of hours, or maybe hundreds of hours to gain basic proficiency. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Even with all the various online modes, it can be distilled to some level of playing in a room alone unless you know someone that you're playing online with. And this is interesting to me because this brings up another interesting point about split-screen co-op. Split-screen co-op is pretty much dead, right? It probably ain't coming back for some time. And maybe when VR takes off properly, because it'll be easier to have two headsets in the same room, and therefore each person can have their own complete experience rather than taking a TV and kind of splitting it in half in some strange way. But having that experience where you can game with the person right next to you makes it easier to introduce new people to gaming. And I think we do need more diverse groups of people in gaming, because the industry and the games that are being produced nowadays have gotten kind of stuck, it feels like. It's sort of the same thing over and over, done a little bit better. And I don't want a little bit better, given the technology and software things that are out, that are out, the tools that are out there. I feel like we should be doing much more interesting things. And that's happening to some degree in the indie space, and some AAA titles are beginning to deliver on some interesting concepts, but part of the reason they can justify releasing the same thing over and over again is because, well, this is what people want. Well, if we have new types of people in gaming, like, say, girls, then they'll want different things, and we'll have new types of games. And so for someone that's sort of passionate about gaming and that enjoys gaming, I think the important thing is really to be sure to introduce new people to games, and not just and make sure that new gamers feel welcome, and not just give in to sort of the cliquish and very competitive aspects of gaming that make new people feel unwelcome and like they shouldn't bother. Yeah, that's all I have to say on that subject.